Hi, I'm Ian Body. In this video I'd like to introduce Polarity Modular, which I have designed in conjunction with Soniccouture. In the past I have worked with them creating several expansion packs such as Terra Incognito for their Geosonics library and Ghost Planet for Haunted Spaces. However, this product is different in that I've created the sample pool itself as well as crafting many of the patches. There are 250 new audio samples recorded from my large arsenal of modular synthesizers. These are then fed into the new Polarity granular engine designed by Soniccouture to create an incredible library of raw and beautiful all-analogue soundscapes that are in constant motion, morphing and twisting in real time. I have also created 27 unique impulse responses using some of the vintage FX modules in devices in my studio, which are only available in this product. Let's have a look at some of the gear I used in creating Polarity Modular. Let's start off this tour with the Roland System 100M. I got a single cabinet of this way back in 1982 and used it on my first vinyl release, The Climb, in 1983. Since then, as you can see, I've added a couple more cabinets and used it on countless studio sessions. This has got a really nice rich sound, and I've got a lot of oscillators here. I've patched them through here, so 3 of them are on the left, 3 of them are on the right. And of course I've tried to tune these as best I can using this little handy tuner here, but you can never get them 100%, so you get that lovely analog drift. I created a few of these oscillator beds using different waveforms and levels of detuning to give some nice analog building blocks. At times I push these further by interconnecting 4 VCOs which cross-modulate each other in a chain to produce some strange FM feedback patches. I've also got a pair of lovely analog phaser and flanger modules which I utilised on other patches to give those rich sweeping textures which the Polarity engine can really dig into. Behind me is my large 8-panel surge system which forms the centrepiece of my studio. Patching is done with banana plugs, and this modular has such an enormous scope of sonic possibilities that I sampled it extensively for Polarity Modular. One of the things I love most about the surge is the ability to morph between different waveforms. For example, this patch uses the new timbral oscillator which has a morphable waveform out in one of 3 flavours of the wave multipliers. You can also morph between different audio sources using a variety of tools, such as these active process modules. I use this to create some beautiful analog soundscapes that come to life in the granular engine of Polarity Modular. By contrast, it is easy to set up various feedback patches with modules such as the Resonant EQ and Wilson Analog Delay. Here are a couple of patches playing together to produce a very nasty, angry soundscape. VCS3 was the first synthesizer I ever played, way back in 1978 at Spectre Arts Workshop in Newcastle. I've had this particular instrument since 1993, and even after all these years it still surprises me with the sounds I can coax from it. It's not really known for its melodic stability, but I carefully sampled some tuned oscillators where I manually varied the wave shape. This patch allows you to thus effectively play a polyphonic VCS3 pad, and what a sound! The VCS3 is certainly well known for its incredible modulation effects, which have graced many records across multiple genres. The Polarity engine allows you to scan through and change the length of the window of the sample you are playing, such as in this example where increasing the level of the first macro brings the endpoint right down to just after the sample start. This last patch is so simple, just 3 pins in the matrix where the filter on the verge of self-resonance feeds back on itself via the built-in spring reverb for a truly haunting sound. One of the things I wanted to do for Polarity Modular was capture the character of the sound of some of the analogue effects I use in my studio. This was done by making impulse responses using a range of equipment such as tape echoes, bucket brigade delays and spring reverbs. For the tape echoes I used an Echofix EFX2 with various single and multi-tape head settings, as well as a lovely old Revox for stereo tape echo at 2 different speeds. The grungy sound of bucket brigade delays came from the Muga Fuga analog delay pedal, as well as an Analog Systems Eurorack delay module and the weird and wonderful Wilson analog delay in my Surge system. I created impulse responses from several different spring reverbs, including those in a Buchla easel command and my VCS3, as well as the lovely stereo spring reverb in the Wellspring. I also sampled some of these devices feeding back, as well as esoteric devices such as the Folktech Resonant Garden. I hope this video has given you some insight into the gear I used in creating the sample pool for Polarity Modular. I've really only scratched the surface, as with 250 samples and 250 patches, this software instrument from Soniccouture offers a huge resource of unique sounds for you to play and manipulate in your own compositions, all with the flavour of my own analogue modular musical identity. Please check out the Soniccouture website for their own excellent videos running through the instrument in greater detail. I can't wait to hear how composers and musicians use this instrument in their own work. Thanks for watching. Cheers.